The Immortal John Hancock here, and today I'm here with an update to my Arcade 1-Up machine. I had some issues and it came to me defective. I have an update with that. Arcade 1-Up did send me a replacement part, and I'm going to show you how to install that in case you need to install a different board into your unit, as well as a easy trackball fix that you can get locally and for just a couple dollars. So I want to show you that and give you kind of an update to what I think about Arcade 1-Up. Let's check it out. And as you can see, my screen is jumping around a little bit. I was told that if you let it warm up a bit, that goes away. I did test this and that indeed is true. So in the event that you want to still play your Arcade 1-Up and you're having screen issues, you can allow the screen to stay on, or the unit stay on, and this does eventually go away after further testing the unit. First thing is you need to have your arcade console turned off. I have also disconnected the ribbon from the control panel, and so that is first and foremost before you work on a machine. Never work on it turned on or powered on. It's unsafe. And the control panel is just reverse of how you installed it. Just 4 simple screws using a Phillips screwdriver. And it does say to not use a power drill. These things are made cost effective, and another way of saying fairly cheap materials, and use a power drill, you're gonna regret it. So I hope that people who have purchased these on the holidays or right during Christmas, I do recommend installing them and setting them up before the holidays, just in case you do have issues, as my trackball had issues. But I do have a simple fix that I tried on my own, and this is this is just something I talked to some other arcade collectors, and they recommended this. Alright, next part, using the control panel, we're just going to simply unscrew 4 screws using the same screwdriver that fit with the control panel. I really do like that this is easy to mod and fix things. Even though mine didn't come to me working as it should have, I am thankful for that. Alright, you just have 4 screws pop out like that. And what I'm going to show you, and these 2 clips on each side, is just an easy way to pop off. I use a letter opener or flat, something easy. Okay, and you pop that, and there's a trackball. Just put that aside. Now I've already done this, but I want to show you this. There's 2 little wheels here, and this holds the trackball in place. I'm not the most technical person, but there's a little sensor here and a sensor there, and that's how you get control from your trackball. These wheels often do not come lubed enough, and so what you need to apply is something called silicone grease or dielectric grease, and I got mine in a little tiny packet at O'Reilly. You can get it in an auto parts store. You can also go to, I think, Home Depot or Lowe's, and you just apply it right here, where these little tiny rollers are. And you just apply it right there, just a little bit, a little dab will be enough. And then you just put back the trackball. And for me, my trackball, once I did this, it didn't work right. I'm like, oh great, I broke it. But after a day, my trackball started working properly again. So it went from not working to really not working to working a lot better now. And it's not going to be arcade perfect, but it's definitely going to help you with a trackball issue. Again, it might take a day or so for it to fully set in, but what I notice now is my trackball is a lot better. It does have a better spin. Not perfect, but a lot better than it was before. Once you have powered down your cab and you have unplugged the power cable and disconnected the ribbon, I am going to show you, I'm going to unscrew this screw and take this box off to install a new arcade board. Now I have to disconnect this cable set here and unscrew this, and then I'm going to take it to the table to install the new board. Next up, I'm going to take the PCB out of this box, and it has 3 screws, standard screws in there, and using the same screwdriver, I'm going to unscrew it. I did disconnect the ribbon. Now, for people that are extra cautious, or maybe you're one of these people that don't do this often, I know I'm not, I recommend taking pictures with your phone on step by step, you know, how when you're disconnecting it, and that way you can reconnect it properly. Out with the old board and in with the new board. I'm not seeing any differences on the actual board itself, but wanted to show that. And hopefully this will make it work better. Now, when you put these screws back in, make sure to not over tighten them. Just make sure it's snug, but you don't want to crack this board in any way. So you definitely want to be careful when you screw these 3 screws back in. And simply just reattach the ribbon here. And you want to make sure that's snug. Okay. And we're going to go from there. Next step, put it back on the board. The red cables here are on the right side facing this unit. And you want to make sure that everything matches up. That way you have a working unit when you plug it back in. Super important. You just want to make sure things are back the way they went and everything's secure. You want to make sure all the cables are properly in the right spot. That's why I recommend taking a picture, and this should work. So now that that's hooked up correctly, I do believe I do need to screw this back into the far right hand corner. Don't forget, it's gonna be hard to like film and show you, but you have to hold this in place when installing it back into the monitor. It's gonna be hard to see in the dark here, but you want this thing secure and in, and just like that, it's almost fully back together. This goes back underneath here, and you have to securely put it in and make sure it's secure before you even think about powering it back on. And so this is definitely something that, you know, this is kind of a common issue, making sure that this ribbon cable is properly connected back into the control panel. All right, moment of truth. Is it fixed? Awesome. There's no stuttering of the screen. That's awesome that that got fixed with this replacement board. And here's the trackball here. And as you notice, really nice and smooth now. And I'm gonna go ahead and just try classic centipede and press that. And here we go. And great. Like happy endings. Now, I did get an Arcade 1-Up booster, which you can place your arcade units on, and it makes them a little bit taller, a little more authentic. And, you know, I personally like these. I like playing my arcade unit a little bit better with these boosters. They are $45. It's a little expensive, and they're hard to find in certain areas. My store only had 3, but they had about, I don't know, about 40 arcade units. So if you do see one of these and you do plan on playing your arcade cabs, then I recommend getting these. So my unit's working and I'm happy. I get to share it with my family. It's 100% now, as well as they were able to send me these parts before my Christmas party, and I was able to bring this, actually put it in my Scion and transported it to school and had an after school kind of game party in my classroom. It was pretty fun. And so I want to thank them for doing that. This doesn't fix all the issues that are people having. I know several people are still waiting for their parts. I'm sure it was sent to me because my video probably affected sales, just being honest. And so, you know, I don't know if it's going to be enough to save the company. I know several places are reducing the price on these units. And, you know, at my local Walmart, they're clearancing out that Pac-Man Black Friday special to, I think it's at $195 now. I think it's probably even going to go down lower than that. They're just sitting there. And so, you know, I wish the company well. I don't want them to go out of business. I don't want them to go away. But I do think they need to get some of their quality control still in place. And hopefully they're working on it. They took care of me. That's all I have to say. And I look forward to seeing what else they do. Thank you so much for people continuing to tune into my humble channel as I march towards 80,000 subs. I'm really excited. I'm having a lot of fun doing videos. I have so much planned, and I have several videos planned around the holidays. So stay tuned soon. Thank you so much. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. This is the immortal John Hancock. You take care.